Howdy folks, it's episode 15 of Bonfire Man.
Here's how Bonfire Man works. I'm locked to specific chunks in the game. I have to interact with everything in my unlocked chunks exactly once. So that means every tree needs to be chopped, every enemy needs to die, every resource needs to be consumed. When I interact with something, it is exhausted. When something is exhausted, that means I'm not allowed to interact with it again. I'm allowed to randomly unlock a new chunk whenever all of the entities in my current chunks have been so exhausted. When I enter a new chunk, I rest at a bonfire, as in the Souls games. Resting at a bonfire refreshes or unexhausts all of the content in previous chunks that I've already been to. Now I have to exhaust all entities in both the old and new chunks to continue to progress. My objective is to unlock every chunk in RuneScape. According to my estimates, I think that's going to take about 10,000 hours to complete. If you're interested in all the specifics, minutiae, minor rules, exceptions, that kind of a thing, there's a Google Doc in the description that lists all of that. Let's go ahead and get to the playthrough.
All right, so we had a really underwhelming chunk roll this episode. It's a wilderness chunk with like some rats in it and a bunch of trees, and that's it. So I'm at least going to be able to mark them complete. I can switch this to a triple star Varrock ditch and then never do it again on future cycles, but it does mean I have to do all of these other chunks all over again, which is going to take about 8 hours or so. So that means we're probably going to roll another chunk. I'm going to try to minimize my commentary for the old chunks that we've already done, unless if something truly interesting happens. Let's get to it. Okay, here we are at the chunk boundary. Let's go ahead and cross the fog wall. New music from doing that, and let's go ahead and light our bonfire. Okay, very cool. And now we'll rest at the bonfire with our new method, which is Lumbridge Home Teleport. Very nice. Okay. So, this chunk sucks. There are 7 giant rats, 61 dead trees, 1 regular tree, 2 oaks, and 2 item spawns. I think it's a body rune and some coins. So I'm just going to go ahead and hop the ditch here. Get these rat kills in first, and start chopping trees. I got both of the oaks and the regular tree. I'm still working on the rats over here. The dead trees are going to be annoying. Alright, well this isn't necessarily bad. I got a looting bag from one of these rats. I don't think that's helpful to me right now because I have to dip into the wilderness to be able to fill it. But maybe it is. Is there a way I can abuse the looting bag? I guess I could probably use it to bank all of the trees on the edge of the ditch. And I can use it on this cycle, obviously, since I'm going to be chopping trees here for a while. So they're one of those, I don't know if anyone has ever chopped these trees before. Why would you? Actually 3 body rune spawns here for a total of 6 body runes. That's not, I mean, it's not great, but... Alright, this is the last rat over here. I'm going to have to make another trip for logs since I forgot to bring a knife to whittle down the logs. Just bank them all, it's fine. 7 giant rats dead. 1 looting bag in the process. Amazing. Got an elite clue. Dig next to the law rift in the abyss. Yeah, no. Okay, so I think I've chopped all the trees. There might be 1 or 2. There's one over here that's not marked that I'll go do here. It's nice doing this with a looting bag, though. Okay, and that is the end of the new chunk. So we'll mark that complete. We'll mark this complete. I'm going to rename it to triple star. To reflect that we don't have to do it ever again. All right, I'm going to go work on past chunks. I will pop in if we get any level ups or interesting drops from the PVM. I think I'm going to try to repeat what I did last time, which was doing all of the wood cutting at the same time. It's really boring, but you know, it seems like it's pretty good for my brain to just kind of do everything that's related all at once. And I'll try to do everything on this boundary so I can take advantage of the looting bag. Beginner clue nest. I might stop calling these out unless if they have a step I can do. Reldo, although I still don't think I can do anything that requires the strange device. Let me double check that real fast. Just to recap why I'm dropping Reldo steps. I can't do the field in Draenor. I can't do Ice Mountain. I can't do the other side of the River Lum. I do have that chunk unlocked, but I'd have to get this chunk to be able to get in there. I can't do Drainer Manor. And unfortunately, the one by the mining chunk is actually technically over here. It's like 3 tiles in. So Reldo steps get dumped. To hit a farming level up from raking this patch here. There we go. 15 farming. Can now grow oak trees. Yeah, I don't have any acorns, but if I get one, potentially from a bird's nest, that would be amazing, because I have 2 patches I could grow those in. Here comes 39 fletching, doing my usual fletching to make some money. All right, buying out my stock for this cycle. I can only buy 12 more Mind Rune packs total, and then I can't buy Mind Rune packs anymore. I can still buy from the 5,000 stock, which I will do. It's just going to be slightly more annoying. Buying 1 extra Air Rune pack because I'm a little behind on Air Runes. So 6 Mind Rune packs, 7 Air Rune packs. I think next cycle will be the last Mind Rune pack set that I can buy from Aubrey until I complete this chunk. Just got a Charlie the Tramp step. Most of them I can't do, but I may as well check to see if I can do it. It's a leather body. I can do that. Awesome. All right, step 2 is gold ring and gold necklace and Varrock, which I can do. Hey, I did get a casket. All right, probably going to be garbage. Come on, big money. Steel battle axe. Not great. Try to sell that to Bob's Axes. I think you get the high alch price for something if the shopkeeper actually offers it. I accidentally didn't sell my mithril battle axe back to him, so I probably lost out on some money there. Here's 56 wood cutting. 1 more level. We'll be able to add the wilderness canoe step to the chunk roller. So I think that'll be end of next cycle. We'll be able to add it. That would be kind of interesting. I'm already somewhat close to that canoe spot normally, sadly. Yeah, I'm 2 chunks away from it, so it would put me at a diagonal. Okay, I think I've finished chopping every tree in all of my chunks, aside from the ones in the Varrock sewers. I'm going to have to bring the axe down there with me. I also went ahead and did some mining and fishing in places where it made sense to do so. Live split timer on that is 2 hours and 40 minutes. Pretty much exclusively for trees. Handful of other tasks here and there, but I would say it's at least 2.5 hours to chop all the trees. 19k woodcutting XP out of it though, so we will definitely hit 57 next episode and be able to add that chunk to our roll. About to hit 27 mining here. 30 is the exciting threshold that we're looking forward to. 27. 28 mining. 2 to go. All right, just hit 14 smithing. Isn't super helpful, but 15 is a good number because then we can do the new Giant's Forge event if we're able to roll that chunk. Let's hit 52 strength. I think I need to do 2 more levels and then I'll switch to attack just to keep my max hit bonus. All right, does level 2 agility make me more likely to succeed at this stone? Well, if it does, I still failed. Trying to knock out anything that requires runes here. I'll do this and probably the moss giants. Oh my god, of course I wasn't recording that one, but I just succeeded and got 3 agility XP from a jump. I'm gonna pull this guy and then jump back over. And then it didn't work. Here comes 39 magic. The number we want is 40 for teleport to house. I need to confirm, maybe I'll test this on my my main account. I'm not actually sure that you can cast Lumbridge Home Teleport from inside the house. I think you can. If you can't, then I can't use this to get to my house. Level 43 is also a big target for superheat item. I think that lets me avoid Rings of Forging. I forgot to bring Law Runes to the Lesser Demon, so I'm running back just in case. It would suck if a Rune Min held dropped and I couldn't telegrab it. Alright, Lesser Demon, what we get here? Mithril Square Shield, that is an upgrade. Fantastic. That's pretty good. I think the Black Square Shield was the one I was using previously. I had to hit a goblin real quick to ding 40 magic. I was like 9 XP away. Oh, I dropped the beginner blue scroll. I'm already recording. Let's see. I've thrown out a few of them without being able to do them. Can't do Shantae Pass. Yeah, 40 magic means we now have access to teleport to house. Technically, if I get some planks, I might use that. Can use that to go to my house to do stuff. I just need to be able to leave the house afterward. The Barbarian in the Blue Moon Inn just dropped 2 Law Runes, which is so precious to me. I love it. Just hit Prayer 34. Incredible Reflexes. Might actually use that one. Protect from Magic is increasingly important for me to get soon, because if I roll this chunk up here, the Elder Chaos Druids are going to be almost impossible without it, so hopefully I get it before we get that chunk. Oh my goodness, a Genie random. First ever Genie. Alright, well, you know where that's going. 20 Agility XP, amazing. 54 to go, so that means if we get an exam random, that's enough to get us straight to level 3. So I think I've been slacking on one of my chunks here. The Champions Guild chunk has 3 thieves in it, and they spawn inside this gang hideout that I've had access to for some time. So I haven't been killing these. It's too late. I can't get those kills back, but I'm going to start adding them. I did have them on the list, but I just assumed that they were south of the river. I think part of the problem is they would wander up into the West Varrock chunk, which I only recently unlocked, so it's good to have both. I'm actually a little sad I didn't realize that the music system had changed with the way you unlock tracks. I've switched it to Music Area Mode Classic now, but there's probably a whole bunch of tracks that I unlocked in chunks that are just adjacent to the starting chunk in Lumbridge. I think there's a couple here that I technically shouldn't have because of the default new music mode. I have it on Classic now, though. I noticed because as I crossed that chunk boundary, the music changed. It's another exciting kill every cycle. This one Monk of Zamorak, which I might be able to telegrab from. Robes would be an upgrade if I got the pants. Just bones. Here comes 53 strength. Maybe, if I can land the hits here. 53 strength. One more and I'll switch to attack for a bit. Something just occurred to me as I'm running around. I can get an XP lamp from the Varrock Museum. I think I'm able to get to the NPC that gives it in reward for completing Shield of Arov. That lets me put 1,000 XP in any skill above level 20. So where would I put that? Thieving is an interesting argument. That could probably get me up close to 25 to pickpocket more people. But I think I really have to save it for agility. I'm not going to get agility to 20 for a really long time, but I have so few options for agility XP in the long term that I don't think I really have a choice. So I just won't claim it for now. If I was going to claim it on thieving, I should have done it a couple episodes ago. Holy shit, 7 cosmic runes dropped from a Black Knight. That is insane. What's the chance of that? 1 in 128. Wow. Yeah, that's an amazing drop right there. I'll take that over the other 1 in 128, the 2 mind runes. Holy crap. Alright, it's time for me to head back downstairs into the Varrock sewers. I'm going to remember to bring an axe with me this time for the several trees that are down there. While I'm at the bank here preparing to go down into the Varrock sewers, I figure I'll show you the live split timer. We're about 6 hours in. In addition to the sewers, we pretty much just have Groat's farm left to do. I've been doing that pretty late since it involves a lot of trekking to the bank and noting potatoes now that I know that I can note them. Also the ham, cult underground, and I have to finish up the goblins in Lumbridge, but we're getting near the end here. Alright, Varrock sewers are done. Not a great haul from Moss Giants this time. Some runes I guess are nice, and the coin drops are going to be useful, but nothing exciting like the black square shield or the steel kite shield. I'm going to bank up, and we only have a couple more things to do here. Groat's farm. I'll probably finish up the goblins at Lumbridge Castle. Just so I'm not going back and forth across chunks, I'm probably going to go ahead and do the ham storeroom real fast. I'm going to go ahead and bring the steel full helm with me here, just to try to minimize the amount of damage I'm taking. Looking pretty cool right now, though. These are all the items I've obtained from lots of different sources. Steel full helm, mithril square shield, adamant sword. I'd like to replace the Iron Man body and pants at some point, because it's annoying whenever I die to have to reclaim them, but I normally wouldn't bother commenting on this, but I got a 6 thread drop, which actually matters, at least until I complete the Al-Kharid Palace chunk, because right now I can't buy an unlimited number of threads. Alright, done with the ham storeroom. We got 26 ham members pickpocketed. It doesn't track the male and female separately, but there were 16 males, 10 females. I did get an easy clue scroll, but wasn't able to do it. It was a Falador step. Killed all the guards. looking pretty good. Just have goblins in Lumbridge Castle and Groat's Farm to do. So I'm gonna knock those out and we'll roll a new chunk. Oh, another mime show again. Oh yeah, I got mime boots and mime top there from that last random event. I still haven't gotten a single actual like maze random, just the mime. Just got a watering can from a farmer. I didn't realize they dropped those. Do they have anything else that's interesting? I think I could just buy those from the farming NPCs, but well, that's not even listed on their drop table. Do they have a different one? They do. They can also, okay, it's a 1 in 128. They can also drop secateurs and gardening boots, which I don't think do anything. All right, I am done. Just finished up my cows. I killed slightly fewer cows and cow calves this time because I went over on a couple previous chunks. That should be evened out now. I'm going to go give the chunk summary, and then we're just going to roll another chunk in the same episode since there was nothing particularly interesting about this chunk up here. Okay, here's the end of chunk summary. Just show you these. We've already gone over them so many times at this point. No real change from last episode in terms of what I can and can't do. Just trying to eyeball the ones I haven't done really quick while I collapse these. Expand them, rather. Learned about these thieves that I should have been killing. Really like to be able to kill those giant rats. Yeah, that's everybody. I am going to be skipping the Varrock ditch from now on because I completed the whole chunk, and I don't really care about the rats or the trees. Probably won't go back there again. Let's look at loot. Just going to slow scroll through here. That's this cycle's loot. Supply usage. I'll try to remember to do this every time. Went through a lot of cooked meat to avoid having to die too much this episode. I think I maybe only died once, if at all, today, which would be a new one. I almost always die. Here's the bank. New items, we got looting bag, a baguette, an ensouled bear head, a steel battle axe, 2 unicorn horn dust from cave bugs. Mithril square shield's a pretty big upgrade. I'm pretty pumped about that. And then the mime top and the mime boots. So let me clean those up real quick. All right, so here's the bank summary. Getting a decent amount of, I got so much rat meat. I have to kill a lot of rats every cycle right now. Can I see how many rats I've killed total? Giant rat. 321 rats so far. Hoo-wee. It's a lot. Technically, you should be able to smith these bars. I might do that next episode. Don't yet have enough bones to get protect from magic, but when I do, I might go ahead and just manually bury them because I'm concerned about the Elder Chaos Druids. Here's a live split timer. Saved a ton of time this time. Just planning from the beginning to focus on wood cutting first and kind of understanding the Varrock sewers. I spent a lot of time dying and running back and just not being efficient down there. So yeah, we've been floating around 8 hours for the last few cycles. I was really worried that the Varrock Palace chunk was going to slow things down a lot, but it turns out a lot of the time taken in those 3 hours when I first rolled the chunk was just figuring out what was there. And now that I know what's there, I can move through it pretty quickly, actually. So that's quite nice. Total time played, 4 days, 16 hours. So that's a lot for such little XP gain. And yeah, to summarize the XP, what's the last thing to do here? 23k strength XP. Excited about the magic XP we're getting, although I'm worried I'm going to have to start manually buying runes instead of buying the rune packs, which is going to it's going to be annoying. And I'm going to run out eventually, so I don't know what level magic I'm going to end up at, but I don't think it's going to be much higher than 50 if I even make it to 50 before I can't buy any more runes from Aubrey. As far as upcoming exciting levels, 30 mining is something new, 40 fletching is new, 57 woodcutting gets us a new chunk that we can roll, 15 smithing would be nice for this fancy chunk here now that there's a quest. And that quest apparently gives enough XP that if we did it at 15, we would go right up to 25 smithing. So I'm way more excited about that chunk than I used to be. There's our summary. I don't want to spend too much time on it because we got another chunk to roll and more content to check out. So let me pop over to the chunk picker. Okay, here's our chunk picker. I won't spend a ton of time on this because I've already talked about it so much, and we got to get to the next one. Same as the end of last episode, the only things to really add, I don't want this chunk. The only thing that's there is the Elder Chaos Druids. I really don't want either of the Varrock Ditch chunks. That would suck. I went ahead and updated this to my third most wanted chunk, so it's, you zoom out. It's Barbarian Village first, Ruins of Uncost second, and now this would be third, just because I can do the Giants Foundry quest and minigame there, which would be really cool. I haven't checked it out. It literally just came out this week. And I just updated Edgeville. It's a thumbs up, but I kept it as bronze because I'd like it just about as much as the Giants Foundry. Go back and watch the end of the previous episode if you want my thoughts on the other chunks. Here we go. Pick a chunk. What are we going to get? Come on. No whammies. Got a whammy last time. Hey, that is the Giants Foundry chunk. Cool. Well, I'm going to get to explore that minigame for the first time ever and do that quest for the first time ever on my Bonfire Man. Like I said, it literally came out 2 days ago. So when you heard me in the previous episode saying that chunk sucks, I don't want it. I actually super want it now. Cool stuff. There's 8 hill giants there. There's a number of item pickups. I guess I should be concerned. I don't know if this cave down here... I think we're okay. I think we can do everything within this chunk, but I'm not 100% positive about that. But yeah, let's go scope it out right away. Well, from your perspective, it'll be right away. From my perspective, I have to reset everything for the new cycle. So give me a second to do that. Okay, I think I've got everything reset. Let's go check out this new chunk. Desert Battlefield. Looks really boring. Would have been a terrible chunk without this new Giants Foundry thing. I'm gonna do the obvious thing of, light the bonfire, respawn everything. But then I need to have 15 smithing to do the quest there. So I'm gonna try to get that by smithing as many things at a forge as possible, which is gonna require me to do a little bit more mining. Okay, here's the entrance to the chunk. Let's pass through the fog wall. Excellent, and let's light the bonfire. I'm gonna get a fire making level soon from this. All right, and now we can rest at it. Wonderful. Okay, I think I'm gonna pop in here. I'm gonna kill the hill giants that are in there, and then I'm gonna go mine all of the ore that I can possibly mine to try to squeeze out 15 smithing. We only need 113 smithing XP for 15, and I want to try to save as many bars as I can for this Giants Foundry minigame. I was researching it a little bit. I don't think I'm going to be able to do a ton of it because of my other restrictions already on the account. However, the thing that's very exciting, if we're able to get that colossal sword, I have no idea how reasonable that is. That might be years or dozens of cycles before it becomes possible. But the Colossal Sword would be an insane upgrade over the Adamant Sword, even against regularly sized enemies. I'd probably still use the Adamant Sword or whatever 4-tick weapon I have for enemies with no hit points like goblins, but that would be really cool. Looks like there's a ton of bones to pick up here too. I'm gonna get all these item spawns. Worried I might need to leave to go get armor, but these guys are only level 28, so I might be able to take them out. Oh, they hit pretty hard. Maybe I should get my armor. Well, I got an iron kite shield. That's a new item. And it's needed for a clue step. Now they redid the art on these guys for this plateau. They look really cool now. I like all of the modern old school art. I think they do a really good job of capturing it. Ah, crap. These guys still aggro me, so it's annoying to not drop aggro from one like that. Well, annoyingly, I died right after getting my 8th hill giant kill. The last one dropped 52 coins. I'm hoping I can run back there before it despawns. I decided not to leave to bank and get armor because I was lazy, and now I pay the price for it. So yeah, those are my drops. I did screw up the loot tracker. I'd reset it, but then I have to do some fancy stuff with importing and exporting to roll a new chunk. And I guess when I imported it, I got my loot information back, so I had to reset it about 5 way through. If I end up using this loot tracker tab, it's going to show 3 hill giant kills, but my actual current session is 8. I'm sure you don't care. All right, so I made it back to the 52 coins in time. Got all my loot there. I'm going to go bank it, and we're going to go mine until I have enough ore to get to 15 smithing without having to use an anvil. Went ahead and added sleeping giants to the list there. We should be able to complete that. Mining level 29. One more and we can do coal and pure essence. Not going to get quite enough bronze bars here to hit 15, so I'm going to have to smith a couple things. Oof, just 7 XP short, so I will smith 1 bit of bronze arrow tips. That's enough? Yeah. 15 smithing. Alright, let's go do this quest. Alright, I am going to do this quest as blind as possible, and I'll record all my reaction to it because I've never seen it before. But I am going to look up what items to bring for it just to save some trouble. So it looks like we bring 3 oak logs, a wool, 10 nails. Ooh, is that a problem? Do I have nails? No, I should have checked this before I left an anvil. Crap. All right, well, I'll go make some nails really quick. I need a hammer and a chisel. Oh, actually, I think that there's an anvil. That was the whole point. I was excited about this chunk earlier because there's an anvil right there. So yeah, I'll just make some nails over there. Hammer, a chisel, and a bucket of water, which I have. Okay. Okay, I made the bronze nails. I should have made those to ding 15. That would have been perfect, but I didn't even realize it. I'm gonna go ahead and take the items on this table because I'm gonna be able to complete this chunk once I pick up all this stuff on the ground and finish this quest. And let's start this up. You're going to get a bonus as though this was my Questcape playthrough because I haven't done this on my main account. I'll just record my whole reaction to this. This video might end up being pretty long as a result.
Hey there, Future Marstead here. Since this quest is brand new to me, I recorded the whole thing and I'm not going to edit it down at all. If you watch my Questcape playthrough, I also had everything included. I would fast forward occasionally, but I haven't been using fast forwarding in the Bonfire Man playthrough, so I'm not going to do that here. But if you're not interested in seeing me do this entire quest in real time, there's a time code in the description to skip ahead.
I really like that the first option isn't talk, but strike hill giants. Wait. Do not attack. You can talk? Do not fight. Want? No need your help. Please. Yes, start the quest. Kovac. You're gonna cook and eat me? Okay. This place looks really cool too. Oh, I know what's making the wheels wig out like that. Must be one of my plugins. Region GPU, maybe. What is this place? Did you build this? Oh, my ancestors built it. Oh, giants used to be different. Interesting. Help fix. This is used to make weapons. Make giants remember. Oh, that's cool. I wonder if this is going to be part of a quest chain. Kovac's cool. Fix tools. Okay. Look around. I don't know if there's any... Okay, there's a pile of buckets here, which... I I can't take an infinite number, but I can take one bucket per cycle. What do you keep in this box? Stuff. Very insightful. Our broken polishing wheel. Oh, okay. Where's the polishing wheel? Polishing the sword's important. That makes sense, okay. Crucible, big chest, broken grindstone. We add nails to it, I guess. Grind sword against stone to make sword sharp. Broken trip hammer. Flattens the metal, I guess. Very perceptive, Kovac. Powered by water. Water spins the wheels and it raises the hammer. I'm trying to keep those off screen because of that. It might be like a frame rate jank or something. I think that's everything that I have to repair. This chest might be a bank chest. Let's see. Oh, it sure is. Okay, that's cool. As we talk to Kovac some more, okay. Speech has been improving. I feel like how he sometimes says things slightly wrong. Figure it out together. Oh, there's a ton of people here. Okay. Makes sense, I guess. Maybe I'm hoping this isn't to teach me how the minigame works. I might actually, after doing this quest, go practice it a little bit on my main, just so that I'm not burning through my precious resources. I only have so many bronze bars I can use on this. Need a commission. Flat broadsword. Fill the crucible. Collecting metals in the box. Okay, I was reading this on the wiki. I guess you can dump weapons and armor instead of bars, which is maybe going to be useful because I could buy out all of the shop stocks available to me just to dump into this minigame, which makes those shop stocks a little bit more relevant. Bunch of bars and weapons from the crate. Okay. Fill the crucible, add metal, armor, or weapons you need to fill it. Bronze and iron only, okay. I like that idea of adding some price pressure onto these otherwise shit items. We just manually add these. Yes, I can. Okay. Crucible is full of molten metal. It's ready to be poured into the mold jig. Okay. Go talk to him first. Make the sword yet. Just set up a mold. Mold will determine the type of sword to be made. I need a flat broadsword. Sword is made from 3 parts. Forte, blade, and a tip. That may be pronounced fort. There's the mold jig behind you. Set up mold jig. Okay, so I need to be broad and flat. So I want to try to maximize this, I think. Based on the ones that I have access to, I think I understand. And you unlock more with higher smithing levels. Okay, that's cool. It all makes sense, if I understood it correctly. Okay, makes sense. Okay. Cool animation. Mold jig with the poured metal. Oh, free your hands. Okay. Oh, we got a crazy UI now. All right. What a huge burning hot sword. What do I do with it? Use tools around the foundry to refine the preform. Use the trip hammer first. Progress on your sword can be tracked via the display on screen. You can track which tool you need to use via the completion bar. Okay. It's a really cool looking UI, actually. So it's hammer, grindstone, polishing wheel. Use the preform on the trip hammer when your completion tracker is over this icon's bar. Grindstone for this one. Polishing for this one. Okay. It's very important. It needs to be within a certain heat range to work properly. If you use the wrong tool, or tool at the wrong heat, we damage the preform quality. Sort of low quality is bad. Trip hammer first. Needs to be quite hot. Temperature bar. To work a preform with the tool, the temperature needs to be within the match temperature range. I'm glad they're actually doing a quest that, like, tutorializes the minigame. Okay, high temperature, medium temperature, low temperature. Quality bar is the bar at the top. Okay, we're currently at the highest possible temperature. Set the wrong temperature, hot it up by dunking it in lava, or cold it by holding it to the waterfall. Okay. Preforming the lava pool. I guess it just takes time. I don't really care about time. I just want to try to do it perfectly every time if possible. Well, it gives me a small amount of smithing XP. That's cool. Oh, I see the little bar moving forward now. I don't know if it actually cares as long as it can stay in this. Maybe this is meant to be partially AFK. I'm excited to do a lot of this. I think that this minigame is pretty much unrestricted for me. It's restricted by how many bars I can bring into it, which right now is pretty low. This is a pretty cool minigame. Stop. What did I do wrong? Damaging the preform. How? Sword is too hot. Oh, my bad. Interesting. So these things are, I didn't think it could be too hot when it was on there. Maybe they need to be at about comparable sides of this meter. I'm really glad that they're tutorializing this. I feel like a lot of other minigames are just really complicated and hard to understand from the wiki. Curious what the tolerances are. Now we need to move to grindstone. Damage it more. Okay, so it needs to be... It can't just be in that region, it looks like. I don't know if it conveys to me which parts are safe and which parts are dangerous. Oh, it gets hotter while you're grinding it. Smart. Okay, and I don't think quality matters for this one. Like, I don't think it's an effect how much XP I ultimately get. I like that idea, though. This is a cool UI, too. Wonder if that's going to yell at me for being too cool now. Seems okay. I think good things happen when the thing is yellow like that. I think the nice thing is that I have as much time as I want to do this, so I'm not actually interested in really efficient XP rates. I just want to make sure I get the most XP out of my bars as humanly possible. So I'm going to try to do that when we do this for real. So it needs to be pretty cool in this stage. I didn't appreciate how long it would take to make a single sword. Is this also heated up? Oh, now it's cooling, okay. Yeah, it's a cool design space in this minigame. So grinding it makes the heat go up, polishing it makes the heat go down faster. So there's different things you have to do depending on which stage you're in. Yeah, this is probably the best introduction to a minigame that's in RuneScape right now. I like that it's just part of the quest. I've talked before about like being intimidated out of attempting content in this game just because of lack of familiarity with it, and then you go do it and it's not that big of a deal. And like people who try to write guides for it on the wiki tend to assume that you've already done it before. It's not a lot of content for people who are truly blind to something. I want to get too cool here. It looks like there's a region on each bar that's too hot that I didn't notice before. It's probably where I damaged it both times. Take the finished sword to Kovac. Finish the sword. This is definitely a sword. Who is this blade for? Oh, Obor. That's cool. Obor can't say I've heard of him. Wonder if that changes based on if you have any KC or not. Clever marketing plan. Use the foundry whenever you want. 6,000 smithing XP takes us straight from 15 to 25, almost 26, which is absolutely incredible. Gets us pretty close to 30 when we can do steel bars, and gets us access to a bunch of other quests if we unlock the chunks that contain them. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I have, let's see, have enough bronze bars. I might want to try to train magic to get superheat items so I can make some iron bars, so I can try to do stuff that uses 14 bronze bars, 14 iron bars. I'll try to work on that this cycle. But this quest is done now. I just have to pick up the item spawns outside, and then we're going to start working on past chunks, I guess. I think the only thing to pick up here is the bucket. I guess I could say gather bucket. I don't think there are any other pickups in here. So yeah, I'm going to pop outside, pick up those item spawns. Go ahead and mark this triple star. Okay, I picked up all the item spawns if you wanted to see what that looks like. 6 gold coins, 5 bones, and a staff. And of course the bronze scimitar and the wooden shield that I grabbed earlier. So I'm gonna double check that I didn't miss anything really quick. Did miss a couple things. There's a tinderbox and a bronze axe on the table over here. I'll grab those. Bronze pickaxe, rather. Okay, so now we can also call this chunk complete. Excellent. All right, well, it's time for me to start working on older chunks. I'm going to try to train my magic up to get superheat item so I can make some, maybe at least 14 iron bars. I should see how many nature runes I have in the bank. Let me check that real quick. I have enough. More than enough. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm going to head over to Varrock, try to get some money. I might dip a little bit into my regular log stash just to make sure that my fletching gets high enough that I can get some money out of these willow logs. I'm going to need plenty of runes to get my magic level high enough for superheat item. Because right now I'm 40, almost 41. Yeah, and then we'll try to mess around with this a little bit more. I think I can do it without having to practice it on my main. All right, here comes 40 fletching, which is a critical level. We can now make willow longbows, which should be a pretty good source of money. I don't get that many willow logs per cycle. It's like fewer than 20, I want to say. I can probably get the exact total here in a second, but it's more than 10, fewer than 20. Yeah, so here you can see I have to date 168 willow logs total from all of history. So I'm going to turn, I think, all of these into willow longbows because I have nothing else to use them on since I can't make them into planks or anything. And then we'll go sell them, and I'm going to try to get as much GP as I can out of these suckers. You know, I thought about it. I still haven't gotten a single beekeeper random, which would be a source of a good amount of money. So I'm actually just going to match how many oak longbows I made so I can sell them all at the same time. And I'll save the rest until I can get some flax. All right, I finished selling everything and ended up with 6,600 coins, which isn't a lot, but it'll get me a bunch of mind and air rune packs. I think I'm actually going to buy the last remaining mind packs that I'm allowed here from Aubrey's shop anyway until I complete this chunk. Yeah, just confirming, I'm only allowed to buy out all 40 mind rune packs, and I've already bought 34, so I can only do 6 more. So I'm going to do that now. All right, and there it is. That's all I'm allowed to do. I will buy some of the 5,000 mind runes manually, but I have to figure out when does the price start going up. I have no idea. If I buy 10, does it go up? No. 20, 30. I'm going to add these to my list, obviously, because I can only buy 5,000 total. Well, if I can buy 50 at a time, that's not too bad. It still costs 3 coins after buying 100. All right, I'll keep messing with this to see if I can find out when it's going to cost me more. All right, so I ended up buying an additional 300 mind runes. All right, I'm feeling like taking a break here shortly. I'm going to pop into the Rune Essence mine. I don't know if there's enough XP in there for me to get to level 30 mining. I might be just short this cycle. I've tapped out all of the other ores available to me, but then I'm going to take a break. Life split timer, it took us about an hour and a half to do all this. So. All right, here comes 30 mining. Can now mine pure essence and coal. And technically access the motherlode mine whenever we roll that chunk, which is a long ways away. Yeah, that adds a few tasks. Now we have to mine the coal in Lumbridge Swamp West. There's 7 coal there, which is kind of annoying because it's far away from everything else. I'll have to remember to bring a pickaxe that way. And then the Alcarine mine has, I think, 3 coal? Yeah. So I'll be getting 10 coal per cycle, which isn't amazing, but better than 0. All right, I'm going to go try to get my magic up to 43. So I'm going to pop in the Varrock sewers first here. Try to kill the moss giants down there for some magic XP. Okay, here's 41 magic. There it is. 2 more levels. Probably already noticed this, but I forgot to bring an axe down here. The trees are already marked because this is an underground chunk and I struggle to get these all removed when I do my maintenance. But now I still need to chop these trees. There's actually more than, it says there's 3 down here. There's actually 4 and 5 next to the moss giants that maybe the chunk picker includes as part of the Edgehill dungeon. So I got a bronze kite shield here, and that's actually kind of hype. Dropped from a zombie. I used to not really care about random bronze drops. I've been picking all of them up, but I can use them in the Giant's Foundry now. And in fact, I should review the item spawn list for all of the chunks that I have. The daggers don't help me. Anything that only requires 1 bar, I can't melt into the Giant's Foundry, but anything that's more than 1 bar, I should pick up every cycle from now on to dump into that. I don't know how many items there are. I know there's the bronze scimitar outside of the Giant's Foundry that I can start grabbing, but I'll start doing the research on that. Yeah, because each one of those is basically worth at least 1 bronze bar, which is remarkably hard for me to get my hands on otherwise. I got my second ever rare drop table drop, Sapphire, from one of these moss giants. I'm starting with the easy ones at the bottom here. Alright, 42 magic is coming up here in a second. There it is, 42. New information is available from the mage tutor. Okay. 1 more. About to kill my 10th moss giant here. I did get a couple of herb seeds, so that'll be exciting whenever we unlock one of those patches. I'm not going to be able to plant them for a while, but it's nice to have them. Ooh, jangerberry seed. I might be able to plant that soon. I'm not sure. I got a Lumbridge teleport out of here. I need to come back with an axe and chop the 5 trees down here. I'll do that later in the chunk, though. I went ahead and mark the moss giants complete. Let's head to the Lumbridge Swamp Cave so I can finish getting to Magic 43. Okay, never mind about the jangerberry seed. That is 48 farming. I thought there was some low-level bush seeds. Yeah, level 10 and level 22. Red berry and cadaver berry. So if I get a red berry seed, that'll be exciting. Hey, I just got the, I think I maybe caught it right before it disappeared. I got a 3 XP drop from jumping back over this stone here. 4 agility XP, 50 to go. Need 2 exam randoms or an exam random and a genie random. That would get us to 3. Another 3. Jumping over here to pull this guy. Another one on the way back. Oh my god. Wow. Success rate hugely spiked. That's 3 3s. That's so much more agility XP. It's ridiculous. It's 48 hit points. Oh my god, another 3 jumping back here to get the drop from that frog. Today is a good day. I can't tell you how much I need those 3s to roll. It's going to speed this up so much. I got another 3. What is happening? I got 16 agility XP. I usually get, let's see, I double jump over this one at the start. So that's 2. 3 to pull it, 4. 5 to fight them, 6. Yeah, I almost got twice as much XP as I usually would. Sometimes I'll jump on this one on the way out, but since I jump forward and back, I try not to double dip on that one. All right, here comes my target level. God, I'm 1 XP off. 43 magic. I can now cast Superheat item. We're going to do that once I finish up in the cave here. All right, now that I've got magic 43, I'm going to pop up to Varrock to buy a fire staff, and I'm going to superheat, maybe not all of my iron, but a chunk of my iron here. Burning through some of my nature runes, but I'd like to get some iron bars, then I'm going to try to do the Giant's Foundry a little bit. Because it looks like it produces cash, like it gives me GP, which sounds great. I need that. All right, buying Staff of Fire, just because I want to record anytime I interact with a shop in that way. Time to start superheating. All right, so to conserve nature runes, I think I'm only going to do 28 iron bars here. That should be enough to combine with 28 bronze bars to do some Giant's Foundry shenanigans. We're going to get some smithing levels from this. Smithing 26. Can now make oil lantern frames. I might actually want that, although I think I need glass to finish it. I'll look into that. All right, I'm going to go focus the Giant's Foundry for a little bit. Well, for a little bit, I mean like for a couple rounds. I don't have enough bars to fund much more than that.
Hey, it's Future Marstead again. This isn't new information. It's been in the Google Doc for some time, but you might be wondering what's the deal with Giant's Foundry and Bonfire Man, how many times you're allowed to do it. Generally, with minigames and skilling bosses, it's 1 KC per cycle, but because Giant's Foundry depends on you feeding resources to it, it's comparable to like an anvil or something. Therefore, we can do it any number of times per cycle as long as we still have the resources to feed into it. I would count on that being the general rule going forward. If some kind of activity requires resources to be spent on it, then you can do it until you run out of those resources from the cycle. The reason being that if we block the activity to once per cycle, then we'd be double dipping, right? Like we're already limited on how many bars we get. If we also are limited on how many we can use at Giant's Foundry, we're only ever going to use the most efficient things at Giant's Foundry, and that's contrary to the philosophy of the game mode. Another minigame I can think of that consumes resources is repairing the temple for Shades of Morton. Even if I do eventually complete that chunk and can continually buy out the stock of items at the builder's shop once per cycle, there's still a finite amount of materials there that I can buy and invest into Shades of Morton. So I could do Shades of Morton as much as I like, but when I run out of materials, I can't keep doing it in that cycle. Contrast that to other minigames like Temporos or Wintertot, where you don't have to spend anything in order to participate in the minigame. In those cases, you can only do it once per cycle. You should be able to use that as a guideline to anticipate how I'm going to handle every minigame in the game, but I'm going to issue a ruling for each minigame as we unlock them. So pest control might need to be handled differently since there's 3 different boats, and PvP minigames like Last Man Standing and Soul Wars might need to be handled differently because since it's player versus player, the rewards are a lot less stable than they are from basically any other task in the game. Anyway, thought I'd just pop in and talk about that real quick. Not a full ramble. This is just the first ever significant minigame that we've unlocked on the account, so I wanted to set expectations going forward for other minigames as we get to them. Back to the playthrough.
But I'm going to head over that way. I'm going to bring my steel pickaxe so I can pick up the coal in the Alcaride mine. I probably should have hit the coal in the Lumbered Swamp West while I was there for the cave, but I completely forgot. All right, here's my first time mining coal. There's 3 here. It's taking me a really long time to mine it right now. Probably aren't really expected to come here right at level 30. And who mines coal anyway? All right, I'm back at the Giant's Foundry. I'm going to give this a shot. I see. When I do bronze and iron, it's harder now because I have more specific windows during which I have to prepare it. Okay. I'm just going to try to do this as carefully as possible so as not to damage the preform. This makes way more sense now, though. Okay, I think if I click it manually when it turns yellow like that, or gold, I get extra progress, which is kind of cool. Oh, and I have an additional grind step now. Okay, that's cool. I like that it highlights which bar you're in, too. I didn't appreciate that before. We'll see how this goes when I turn it in, but I might try to exclusively smith here if I can get away with it. Unless if I need the bars for some kind of material like arrow tips or something. The thing I really like about it is that I can take my time. You know, if I was doing this for real on my real account, I would be trying to get the best possible XP rate, but here I just want to not make any mistakes, since I have such limited bar income. Okay, this is my first ever truly finished sword. I didn't make any mistakes. Let's see how it turns out here if I do hand in. Good. 2,790. Oh my god, 5,580 coins? This is amazing. All right, well that propelled me to 29 smithing right there. Light flat sword. From 26. Dude, oh my god, that's so good. That's so much money. That is a ridiculous amount of money. This is, I might be set on cash now for a while, as long as I just do this every cycle. And I do have a problem. I need to find somewhere to fill my buckets. I'll look into that. Maybe it'll work on the waterfall? Yes, okay, that's easy enough. Oh my god, that's so much GP. It's completely insane. This changes everything. This is going to be awesome for the next league. Like, I think this is a really, really solid Iron Man money-making method early game. All right, here's my second ever completed sword. This one I wasn't able to get the base quality quite as high because I didn't have the right jigs for it. God, that's so much XP. Still 5280 coins. Amazing. I need to understand how reputation works in here. I'm not going to take an extra commission for now because I don't have the bars for it. Smithing 31. We were smithing 14 at the start of this episode. Alright, so, okay, I had 86 reputation. Does that mean that my reputation is a direct function of the total quality of what I was making? It's going to be a long time before I can get a colossal blade, right? I don't get nearly enough iron or bronze per cycle to be able to do this every cycle. Like, it seems like the smith's outfit is better to go for first, but depending on when I have enough reputation to afford this is an insane upgrade. I'm tempted to look up my shop stocks that are available to me and just buy out everybody. You know, buy out all the iron and steel and bronze stuff and just dump it all here, because I think I make a profit in GP from doing that, and I get smithing XP. Obviously, I can only buy out the shop stocks once because I don't think I have a single shop in the game yet in a completed chunk where I can just buy out the stock every cycle. Even once I'm able to buy out the stock every cycle, that's still a limited amount of material that I can bring here, so I'm never going to be getting infinite smithing XP from this. Yeah, this is incredible. This is really, really great content. This is probably the single most impactful chunk we've rolled so far, actually. All right, so I've got 14k gold, which is so much gold. I'm going to go out and go on a shop tour now. This is really inefficient in terms of like time spent on the playthrough, but I don't really care right now. I want to try to get a bunch of smithing XP and coins, so I'm going to see if I can track down shops to buy out their stock and bring them back over here to the Giant's Foundry. All right, so like right away in Alcarid, I can buy these plate legs. I'm just going to do the bronze and the iron for now. We'll do steel soon because I think I've just unlocked steel, but so I need to start adding to my spreadsheet which shops I've interfaced with, and so I'm actually buying out stocks now. Okay, I bought out Louis' legs of the bronze and the iron. I added it to my tracker spreadsheet. I'm going to have to save one of each of these since they both are clue items. That shouldn't be that big of a deal. Also going to do skirts here. Same counts, it looks like. I can't really tell you how amazing. Once we can steal from these Alcarid warriors, which actually is pretty soon, and do the agility course, which is a long ways off, if we complete this chunk, I can get a decent amount of bronze and iron every cycle just from buying out those shops once per cycle, and those shops are going to become super valuable to me. I really like the idea of the shop stock coming back every cycle once you've completed a chunk. It's a hard thing to unlock. It'll be exciting when we do unlock it. It's going to make getting 20 agility a huge deal. I mean, for its own sake, but also for that sake. And then it's not an enormous amount of smithing XP, but it's an extra fun thing to do every cycle. All right, looks like Zeke is the same deal. 5 bronze, 3 iron. All right, I need to calculate how many effective bars that's worth. And as a reminder, there's an extra bronze scimitar here because there's an item spawn outside that place. But I can count on that every cycle, so I should include that in my math here. All right, so here's the math on that. From buying out the iron scimitars, plate skirts, and plate legs, that adds up to about 15 iron bars per cycle. Less for this cycle because I have to save one of each for clue steps. But in future cycles, we'll get 15, and we need 14 because you want to have 14 bronze bars and 14 iron bars. So per cycle, I can basically do the Giant's Foundry for free because I think the GP reward is always going to be better than the GP I had to spend on buying those from the shop. And then the bronze side of things, I can get 6 bronze scimitars, so that's 6 bronze bars, 5 bronze plate skirts, and 5 bronze plate legs, and that's 10 bronze bars each. Actually, did I do the math on that wrong? No, that's right. Yeah, it's 2 bars per plate skirt and plate leg. So 26 bronze bars for free and about 15 iron bars for free as they go into the Giant's Foundry. So because I have to save a handful of these items, I need to actually manually make some iron bars. If I wanted to go straight back to the Giant's Foundry right now, I'm going to do that real quick. I need to superheat 4 more iron bars. Unless I might have some random iron crap sitting around here. I think a regular sword only uses one bar. Yeah, I can't do anything with that. Yeah, and I need the kite shield, so I don't think I can turn any of my other iron that I've picked up throughout the playthrough. I'm gonna have to actually superheat a couple bars here. Yeah, I feel like my smithing XP is about to sail past other skills here. It's still sharply limited by the amount of resources I have available to me in my chunks, but this right here should be enough to make one more colossal sword. It cost me about 3.5k, and I'm going to get 5k back out of it. I think this XP gets even better now that I think I have a high enough smithing to have access to all of the basic molds by default. I wonder if it makes more sense to spend my early points on additional molds just so I'm getting more XP and quality every time. But yeah, I didn't have these narrow light options before, and now I can get this actually pretty high, so that's pretty good. All right, this is my third ever completed sword. Let's see. 8,760 coins because I had better molds that time. Wow. And a bunch of smithing XP. 33 smithing. Yeah, that more than paid for itself. Now, I can't do that again next cycle. I bought out that stock, and I won't be able to get back to that shop stock until we complete the Al Kharid chunk. So I can still burn through what I have in the bank, but there's not enough iron anymore. I'm going to keep hopping around to shops. I don't think I can get anything from the axe shop in Lumbridge, but I think there's a couple stores that I can drain in Varrock, so I'm going to head in that direction now. Oh, Bob actually has 5 iron battle axes. This makes me feel bad about selling my mithril battle axe back, because I can't get it from the shop again, and that would have been pretty nice once we unlock mithril. But yeah, I'm going to buy all 5 of these. That's 10 iron bars. I'm not going to finish Lumbridge anytime soon, so it's only going to be for this cycle, but I'll add it to my tracker sheet. Should probably try to show you my tracker sheet since I'm adding so much to it this episode. I'll set up to do that here once we finish. I think I can do iron and steel now. I'm trying to decide if I want to do that. I would have rated this chunk way higher if I knew that it produced so much GP. Okay, so here's the Varrock sword shop, and I think unfortunately the majority of this is useless to me because these all are single bar items, so I can't use them at the Giant's Foundry, but long swords are 2 bars? Long swords are 2 bars, okay. So I could buy out the bronze, iron, and steel long swords, which I'm going to do, so that's 4, 3, and 3. I'll add it to my sheet. All right, swords have all been bought out. I'm gonna go bank those, and we're gonna check the armor shop. Okay, Horvik's armor shop is complicated, but 5 bronze chain bodies, 3 iron chain bodies, 3 steel chain bodies, 3 bronze plates, 1 iron plate? I wonder if people have been buying this stock out. It's very strange. I'll double check the wiki to make sure that these are the right final counts, then I'm just going to buy out everything and add it to the sheet. Okay, yeah, I looked it up on the wiki, and someone sold this steel plate body in there, so that's incorrect. I'll buy out everything else, I should say. All right, there's Horvik's shop, completely bought out. Let me pull up this spreadsheet so I can show you. Okay, I haven't made the spreadsheet pretty right now, but this is kind of what it looks like here. You can see I bought out the bowl stock from Lumbridge General, from Aubrey, bought out all of the mine rune packs, about half of the air rune packs, and I've manually bought 300 regular mine runes. Bought out Bob's axes. Oh, okay, never mind, we're good. I actually have Bob's axes listed twice here, so I need to move my recent purchases over, and I don't have any overlap from the things I just bought, so everything's fine. There it is. Yeah, so as you can see, I just bought 5 iron battle axes and 2 steel battle axes to add to the list, and I can't buy a steel axe or a mithril battle axe from there again until I complete that chunk. Bought out all the thread in Al Kharid, bought out the bronze and iron plate legs from Louis' legs, the bronze and iron plate skirts from Raniel's skirts. Scroll over here. The scimitars from Zeke's scimitars, the long swords from Varrock's sword shop, and everything bronze, iron, and steel from Horvik's armor. I'm going to go back to Al Kharid now and finish buying out the steel from the scimitar, skirt, and leg shops, because I'm going to try to do iron plus steel. And then I think we should be good on shop buyouts for now. I'll continue buying stuff from Aubrey every cycle until we run out of mine and air runes. Okay, finished buying out the steel items from the leg, skirt, and scimitar shop, so I'll add those to my tracker here. I'm going to head back to the Giant's Foundry and figure out what all I can make from all that. I'm going to try to save, because I think steel is better than my Iron Man armor, which would make sense. I'll double check that. It'd be nice to not have to use it anymore. Definitely going to save one of anything that's required for clue scrolls, and if those happen to align with stuff I need for just regular armor, that would be great. I gotta say, this is RuneScape to me. This is what I love about this game, that we've just been pitifully grinding, smithing out, level by level, tiny little point by tiny little point. Barely hit 15 today, had to smith some bronze nails and some bronze arrow tips to get there. And now suddenly we just shot from 15 to 33 and higher here once I do a little bit more Giant's Foundry. That kind of breakpoint gasm is this game to me. I absolutely love it. Okay, so the question is steel better than the Iron Man armor? It is. And in fact, I need one steel plate body for a clue, and I need one steel plate skirt for a clue. So I will save one of each of those. Let's figure out if I can... Do I even have enough steel here? I might have to superheat some. Oh yeah, I got enough to do at least one steel thing. Awesome. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I can put everything else away, I think. And I should have the same amounts for iron. I'm about to complete this steel and iron sword. Quality looks way higher than previous ones. Curious how much XP and gold we're going to get for it. Let's turn it in here. 13,380 coins, 6690 smithing XP. We are now smithing 36. Damn, what an episode, man. This is gonna be like movie length, sorry. I've said before that RuneScape players don't really care about that because, you know, you're grinding while watching videos anyway, so the longer the video, the better. But, alright, so that basically paid for itself, in the sense that I still have a bunch of other things that I bought from the shops that I have left over. So yeah, if you were a normal Iron Man that wasn't restricted in how much you could buy from shops, you could just use this as an infinite money-making method for as long as you wanted. I think this is where I'm going to go straight to whatever the next league is. If it's not area restricted, if I'm able to come here, this is where I'm going to get money at the beginning of the playthrough because it's amazing. I'm addicted to this content. I only have enough steel things to turn in to do it one more time, I think. Yeah, and that's assuming that I superheat some more iron into steel this time. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I need, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steel bars. So I need 9 steel bars. Let me make sure, I think I have enough iron. I should make sure I have enough iron before I do this though. Technically do, but only if I superheat even more iron. So yeah, I need to make 9 iron bars and 9 steel bars, and I have just enough coal to do that, so let's do it.
Hey, it's me again. I know now with hindsight that I didn't need to use superheat bar to make steel. For some reason in my mind, I thought that it saved me some coal. I didn't realize this, and I ended up wasting a handful of nature runes on it. But I do catch that in future cycles.
Oh damn, I thought steel was 1 coal. I guess that must be blast furnace. Okay, so I'd have enough, but only if I go to the Lumbridge West mine and mine my 7 coal for the cycle, right? Is that how much is over there? There sure is. Fucking beautiful. Alright, I'll be right back. I think this greatly increases the urgency of me getting Rings of Forging. So starting maybe even the rest of this episode, I'm gonna reinvest almost all of the money I got from this into more runes from Aubrey. I think with the 5,000 mined runes in stock, that should be enough to get us close to 49, if not to 49. And then I can telegrab the ruby ring in the basement of the Varrock West Bank. I can turn that into a Ring of Forging. I might want to start doing that once per cycle because I can still only get it once per cycle.
Isn't that adorable? Telegrab the ruby ring in the Varrock West basement. Hashtag just cute noob things.
And then every cycle I can use those to make iron and steel bars. Or iron and bronze bars, probably. There should be a decent amount of income and smithing XP per cycle now. Alright, just finished mining all that coal. It's an extra 7. I'm only going to be able to do steel every other cycle, I think, because I get not very much coal at the moment. I get 10 coal per cycle. It requires 2 per steel bar, so that's every 3rd cycle, unless if I get access to even more coal. Okay, so I got those deposited. 9 iron bars, 9 steel bars. I'm down to just 10 nature runes. I really blew through them today, but that's what they're there for. That means every nature rune we've ever gotten from PvE drops has been so helpful. All right, I'm going to head back and we're going to do one more round of steel and iron. And I might try to do just bronze to see what just bronze looks like. I haven't done that yet. It's probably ill-advised. I probably want to always try to combine it with iron if possible, but it's worth a shot. Ooh, Giant's Foundry has a minigame teleport. And there's a bank chest there. And that's a separate teleport than what I have from Lumbridge Home Teleport. Now, it's not close to anything. It's way the hell far from everything, but I'm going to start using that. I'm walking there right now. I just discovered the teleport. I may as well finish walking, but man, this is this is a hell of an episode. Holy crap. Everything, this literally changes everything. My favorite thing about this content is that you can just take your time with it. You don't have to get amazing XP rates if you want to just make sure you're eking out every last bit of quality from each bar. Super chill. All right. Let's turn that in. I don't think it's going to be terribly much crazier than the last one I turned in, but 13,380. Beautiful. That's 39 smithing. Good lord. Let's see. We have enough reward points now to buy one of these additional molds, which I might want to consider. But I don't have to yet because they all have pretty high smithing levels. Okay. I'll remember that once we get to 50 smithing. Obviously, the Colossal Blade would be amazing, but I don't think we can get that anytime soon. I'm going to be getting, like, I don't know, 30 or 40 Foundry reputation per cycle at best. All right, so I'm going to try to do a single bronze-only sword, which is probably a bad idea, but right, I think waiting as long as possible to do the all-bronze sword was a right call because we got to use really good jigs on it. Really good mold on it, rather. Let's hand this guy in. It's still 7,000 coins for all bronze. That's pretty amazing, actually. Now we're 40 smithing from 14. I can smelt gold ore, which is really cool. I probably want to wait to do that until I can do the feud. I don't have any gold ore yet, do I? Yeah, because I can't mine for it yet. Right on. Yeah, I think that's all I got in me for now. Unless if I were to try to squeeze out these 21 bronze bars, but I don't think I have enough bronze items remaining to do that. So I've done, this is the result of all the resources I had in my bank and all of the shops that I was able to deplete. I came out with 38k gold. So I think getting level 3 enchant should be a very high priority for me right now. This episode's running really long if I'm combining it with the previous chunk. So I'm going to leave myself open to the possibility that I'm going to end the episode there. Next episode would begin with me finishing up all of the rest of the chunks in this cycle. But we're already, how much time have I spent just doing Giant's Foundry stuff? 4.5 hours. Usually takes me about 8 hours to do a chunk or do a cycle. So yeah, I think we'll close out the episode there. Next episode will be a combination of finishing up this chunk, and then we'll, light the bonfire partway through. Thank you so much for watching. This was an incredibly hype episode. I think this really kind of underscores the magic of Bonfire Man. If you haven't really been seeing it up to this point, it kind of feels more like a free-to-play account. It doesn't feel like that anymore. Now those shop stocks really matter. Now those chunks that have shops in them that can be completed so I can buy out their stock repeatedly really matter. Really, really great. I'm having a blast. We'll see you next time. Bye.